Hello everyone, my name is Dustin Vance and this is my submission for the Baking Soda and Vinegar Rocket Lab for General Chemistry 2. So the first thing I'd like to do is kind of explain what is happening. So with the baking soda rocket, we, as you'd imagine, are using baking soda and vinegar to create a reaction that will cause some sort of propulsion. So the reason why the baking soda and vinegar are reacting is because you have this sodium bicarbonate and this acetic acid, diluted acetic acid, and they react because one is an acid, one is a base. Acids and bases very commonly react with each other because they're opposite sides of a pole pretty much. They always want to neutralize and meet in the middle. And through meeting in the middle, they will react and cause different products. So the products of this reaction are specifically water, CO2, and sodium acetate. And that is part of why we have pressure and thrust, is because we go from a solid and a liquid combination. Obviously the baking soda is a solid, the vinegar is a liquid. They combine and they form a liquid, but most importantly they also form a gas, as gas reacts in a closed environment and has increased pressure as more and more molecules are created. They impact each other. So that goes into the next slide. As just mentioned, the pressure is why the rocket takes off, because the pressure from the reaction is due to the creation of the products within this closed space. There is nowhere for the gas to expand, and the gas will fill whatever container it's in. The bottle being used already has gas in it. It has the air around us, which is, a majority of nitrogen, oxygen, stuff like that. It has several different components. But the most important thing is that that space is already filled with the different things within it. So when you cause this reaction and produce more gas, that's a lot more molecules colliding with each other, speeding up. So that creates greater and greater pressure as the reaction is continued and all of the solid is consumed. Once all the solid is consumed, the pressure must go somewhere. So either the container it is within is strong enough that it will be able to hold the pressure, or there will be a weak point. That is why we use the cap or a cork or something like that, because we designate where the weak point will be, and that is where the pressure will be released. Once that weak point fails, in this case the cap of the cork, it causes a rapid release of energy, and that will give the power to move the bottle, because the pressure inside of the bottle is like everything else within this reaction. It wants to reach an equilibrium, and since the pressure inside the bottle is so much higher than the pressure outside in the general atmosphere, it causes a quick rush as it goes outside of the bottle to again reach an equilibrium. So as I've discussed, the reaction of the baking soda and the vinegar through the neutralization of the two agents producing CO2 gas and building up pressure and thrust. Now we can watch the video of the actual rocket taking place. My experiment did not go the best. I had done it multiple times. I have a young son and he found it quite interesting. So I did it multiple times. Each time I had around similar results. I was using a cap instead of anything like a cork. I couldn't find anything to work as a decent cork. I was using a paper towel, but it had been soaked through. So with the cap, you can see we're building up pressure. The wrinkles in the bottle, I'm not sure if this is conveyed in the video, but the wrinkles in the bottle are now smoothed out as the pressure has forced the bottle into a more oval-like shape rather than the stylized shape that they sell in the store. I keep shaking it, trying to get it to overcome. You can see the pressure is forcing some of the liquid out. I keep shaking it, I knock it over trying to get it to bust. And then the dog starts getting ready to investigate, so I get concerned, I grab the bottle, and I just start loosening the cap myself until eventually we have that pressure release and it takes off. And at this point, I was covered in baking soda and vinegar, and all the byproducts, obviously, because I had done it multiple times, and this is the one that I chose to do as the final attempt, because at that point I was well and truly covered and needed a way to clean off. But this lab is pretty straightforward. It was wonderful with the little kids. They liked it. Very simple to explain, so I think it went well, and I hope my explanation is adequate on what has happened and why it happened. Thank you for your time, and I hope that you found this video educational, useful, or in the least bit possibly interesting. Thank you for your time.